So, ladies and gentlemen, we just arrived in a place called Himi. A surprising amount of the sushi consumed in Japan is actually fished, I'm filming. It's fished around here. And that's why we are first going to actually eat some sushi around here to show you how good it is. Alright, but the drive here was quite lovely. This area really is like the countryside of the countryside. This is like the level 2 of the countryside. I'm not kidding, because the place where we came from, Toyama, is already considered to be the countryside of Japan. And one thing that stood out is it looks quite pretty around here, the landscape, but you can also see that the economy isn't doing so overly well. Like there is a bath and onsen right behind me, and that has already been closed down. It's out of business. And there was a bunch of other stores on the way that were also out of business, and you can see that the economy in the countryside just isn't doing so great anymore. First, sushi. And it's gonna be great. And then afterwards, we'll see some other stuff in Himi, such as the harbor and some other stuff that has lots of culture in it, because you love culture. Culture is great. Alright. Also, by the way, my name is Nico, and this is my wife Tatsui. We have a baby as well, but we aren't showing her on camera. Alright, let's go eat the sushi. Tatsui.
Oh, usho.
I'm looking forward to eat some sushi. You love sushi.
Mm-hmm.
However, just before we arrived in Japan, there was this big scare about the radioactive waste from the Fukushima plant.
I didn't say anything.
You said everything. You know what? I'm not gonna eat sushi in Japan. It's too dangerous. And now she's here chomping down the sushi every day, whenever she gets a chance. So yeah, she changed her opinion quickly, but that's also because that's just a sign of how good the sushi here really is. She's pouting. Wow. This was lovely. This was legit lovely. So we actually, rather than just taking the kaiten sushi, we actually ordered the sushi with with a tablet. Actually, it's smarter because, if you order it, it's fresh, but while you're waiting, it's okay to grab one of the kaiten sushi. Totally more than okay. But yeah, it's actually, it's lovely. It's really lovely. I enjoy that. Also, don't lick these. Don't lick them. That's very rude in Japan. I don't know why I have to say this, but I have to. Are you enjoying the sushi, Tatsui? Have another one. Dun, dun, dun. Tatsui actually has a condition where each time she eats sushi, she has to bob her head.
Oh, so tasty.
Wow. This fish is so soft. I mean, wow. It kind of melts in your mouth, I'm not kidding. I think there's wow. The fat content of this fish is quite high, and it's so fresh, so yeah, that's why it's so soft. That's just so great when you go to the places where the fish is actually fished. It just becomes awesome. Wow. That tuna was amazing. Right, so we've just arrived at the harbor of Himi Harbor. The drive to here actually was really pretty, I have to say. But here you can see the army of fishing boats that are now, during noon, actually harbored here. Because these fish trawlers, they actually operate at night and during the morning. Because why? Well, you want your sushi fresh, right? And when do you want it fresh? You want it fresh during the day, when you eat something at lunch or during dinner. And as such, the fishing industry here specializes and does everything during the night. During the night and morning the fish are fished, then it's prepared, packaged, assembled, like the Avengers, but if the Avengers were fish, and then sent to the restaurant, so you can have one of these sushi plates like I had. And with sushi, timing is critical. So this is how this kind of industry has established itself. No, it's quite lovely here. I have to say it's quite idyllic. So it's actually a really lovely breeze going around, really, really lovely temperature. It's great. I love it. Really cool to see all of this infrastructure on display here. All of those fisher boats. Right, so we are right now at a canteen, at the harbor canteen. This place here, all of the sushi, all of the fish, before it's sushi, it's fish, right? Is kind of collected and organized and then transported from here. Wow, there's like a massive fish over there. That's a hajiki, maguro? That's a tuna. Oh, but it looks massive. The fish is collected here, prepared for further use and transport. And yeah, it's really cool to see this place, honestly. People are working hard, making sure that Japan is fed, right? Now, I genuinely love seeing these kind of places where things are happening, where it's not just the kind of tourist things, but places that actually have a use right now. And I think the way this looks, it's awesome to me. But yeah, I love it. We have already eaten, so we're not gonna go and get lunch there. And there's a bunch of people waiting there because they're hungry and we are not. They even have like a small market directly here for you to buy super fresh fish if you're like a restaurant or something. That is very valuable to have something like that here. All right. As you can see behind us, just the other way around, the fish here is loaded upon refrigerated trucks, and those are then sent around places in Japan, many places. And it's actually quite empty already, because right now it's already basically the last remaining bits that are being sent out. The internet stuff for international consumption, the low quality stuff. And there we go, there goes one of them. That transporter behind us, that is one carrying delicious fish that is then consumed maybe in Tokyo, Nagoya, Osaka, I don't know. But it's getting eaten somewhere. But yeah, refrigerated truck going that way. Probably not a good idea to rob that one. You'd smell of fish afterwards. Alright, so sometimes when you travel around Japan, you can actually end up seeing really crazy things, particularly in the countryside. And this thing here, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. It's like a pagoda. It's not even small. It's like 20 meters tall at least. And it's literally part of someone's garden. This is literally someone's private pagoda tower. And they have a small Buddha statue as well up there. And that's just kind of nuts. That's not why would anyone ever do that? They literally wall it off, put in a no entry sign. This is their own private personal pagoda. You could literally see it from the harbor. I'm just baffled at that. This is literally why it's so cool to go to the countryside of Japan, because you will find random wacky stuff like that. But I think it's badass. I think that's like a real sign of dedication to their own Japanese culture. To put up a private pagoda would be like someone put up a massive church tower in their own backyard. I can imagine Americans doing that. Proud Christian Americans. Oh well. This is just... it's cool. That's why I love traveling Japan, especially in the countryside. Alright, Tatsui, where are we right now?
Himi Banyagai.
Banyagai.
Himi Banyagai.
Alright, the Himi Banyagai. So yeah, this Himi Banyagai is like a fish market and a kind of assortment of shopping huts with a bunch of stores in it. And the fish market, as one of the store owners actually told us, it looks way more impressive in the morning because, as we already discussed, the fish is fished in the night and in the morning. So what you saw here is already the leftovers after the restaurants and people have already picked up all the good stuff. Alright. But yeah, it's just lovely to see these kind of small things. Like, you can see a lot of fish-themed goods around here, because of course, Himi at the Bay of Toyama, major fishing spot, they obviously specialize in fish. And if you like fish, well, that's a place to be. Tatsu, that looks incredible!
Everest?
No, not quite.
Oh.
So I think it's kind of hard to see from here with the camera that I have, but it looks absolutely incredible here because there are clouds and you can actually see the snow-covered Japanese Alps above these clouds. I mean, this sight is incredible. Wow, so this is actually the 30th of October now, so just about to become November. October is a really great time to travel Japan, by the way. Still, like, relatively good weather and not too hot, not too cold. These kind of sights, I don't expect them, but they keep happening. You keep seeing them when you travel in Japan, and that's just what I think is so fascinating here. I really love it. I really, really love it. Just seeing some clouds and some mountaintops above from these clouds and the sea below it. It looks incredible. Really, it looks incredible. Are you okay?
Huh? Of course. すごい。綺麗。Beautiful.
Yeah. It's lovely here, isn't it, Tatsui? I mean, the mountains, the water, the harbor. It's a really, really pretty place. And going to a place like Hime is the place where you can kind of see the non-touristy Japan. People like to say it's the real Japan, but it's the touristy places are also the real Japan, let's be honest. But it's just a completely different vibe. You get to really feel what the place kind of is like. It's like the authentic Japan. It's like the Japan how it really is. I'm trying to say how the real Japan without saying the real Japan. But no, the truth is you go to a place like here and you can kind of take in the beauty that is just the normal way of life in Japan. And that's lovely. Wouldn't you agree, Tatsui? I like that place over there. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go and get a foot bath.
Yeah, foot bath. Yeah, foot bath, foot bath, foot bath, foot bath. すごい。
How's it?
Yeah, so good.
Alright, this feels lovely. Yeah, foot bath. So, okay. So while Japan is like a country that can pride itself on its exemplary socialism, it's also a really hyper-capitalistic country at the same time. Like, you can see a lot of examples of capitalism making its way in this country, and foot baths are one of them. Yes, foot baths are a capitalist conspiracy. Well, no, not really. Effectively, a foot bath is oftentimes for free put out by a nearby onsen. So there is an onsen literally next door, like a proper onsen facility, and a free foot bath outside. The idea is to get you hooked on the hot water with a free foot bath, and then you feel like, hey, you know what, I want to get the real thing on the whole body. And then you pay money for that. So this is a legit capitalist concept that you can see with a foot bath. Do you like foot bath capitalism, Tatsui? Are we gonna go to... It is capitalism. It's literally an example of capitalism. Alright. Are we gonna go to the onsen? Yep. Capitalism works. But yeah, this is lovely. I'm loving the hot water. I love onsen. I've been literally to the onsen nearly every single day the month I've been in Japan. I love onsen. It's great. So I just came out of the onsen and I'm now enjoying a lovely portion of shio or salt ramen. Yeah, shio ramen is one of the most simplest forms of ramen. Just effectively a broth with salt in it and some very simple ingredients. It's lovely. It's lovely. It's lovely. Visiting the countryside like Himi always brings in things that are unexpected. Like the pagoda in someone's private garden. Who would have thought of that? But yeah, technically this kind of stuff is allowed in Japan due to its zoning laws. But it's just, to me, it's really cool seeing the way Japan works and what is it that actually makes Japan function, behind the scenes, so to speak. And you saw the behind the scenes with the sushi, with the fish harbor, right? And I love seeing this kind of stuff. It's awesome, it's incredible. To me, that is so much cooler than the touristy stuff. Of course, the touristy stuff is still good. The Japan off the beaten path. Just seeing that and taking it in is sometimes just lovely. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Go and subscribe. My wife is right now in the onsen. And I'm gonna dig in further and finish up the chia ramen. Go and subscribe for more red value in the future. Alright, thanks again. I'll see you around. Bye bye.